According to new reports, Republicans in the Senate wish nothing more than for Donald Trump to stay the hell out of Senate races in 2024. You have Republican whip John Thune in the Senate, who says, quote, "Sure seems like that would be helpful based on our lack of success in 2022. Talking about if Donald Trump were to stay out of the way. Lindsey Graham says, "If I were him, I'd focus on his own election, but I doubt he'll take that advice." So you've got prominent Republicans, powerful Republicans, Republicans who are allies of Donald Trump that are saying, "Hey man, if you could just not get involved in any of these Senate races, that would be awesome. I mean, we'd really appreciate it." Because Republicans know how important 2024 is for their Senate prospects. In fact, they've already admitted, which I've talked about multiple times now, that if they do not take back the Senate in 2024, then they're basically losing it for the rest of this decade. Democrats have more seats up for re-election in 2024 than the Republicans do. And because the Democrats have more to defend, it makes it easier for Republicans to swoop in and take a couple of seats here and there. But if they don't do that, the next election cycle, the numbers are even, so it's going to be harder to steal seats. The election after that, in 2028, Republicans have more seats up than the Democrats do, which means they'd have to wait until 2030 to have a golden opportunity like they have in 2024 again. They also know that last year in the midterms, only 1 out of 6 Senate races where Donald Trump endorsed did Donald Trump win. 1 out of 6. That's a pretty terrible record. They also know that Donald Trump helped elevate some of the worst candidates imaginable. Dr. Oz, Herschel Walker. So they don't want him to do it again, which is why they're saying, please stay out of it. You didn't do well last year. You're very bad at this. But I love how Lindsey Graham's like, I wish he wouldn't do it, but who can control that guy, right? I mean, aren't you his friend? Can't you talk to him rationally, reasonably, approach it from a different angle, maybe try to use his narcissism against him, and I don't know. But maybe instead of just giving up before you even try, Lindsey, maybe you ought to, do something, make a phone call, head down to Mar-a-Lago. But you're not even willing to do that. You're just like, man, he's going to screw us, but what can you do? I hope he does. I hope he ruins y'all's chances at everything next year. I hope he costs you the White House, the House, and the Senate. I hope Republicans lose even more seats. I take that back. I will concede Republicans can pick up 1 seat, and I hope Democrats pick up like another 4 or 5 to make up for it. That 1 seat, of course, is Joe Manchin. I would love to see that SOB out of the Senate and replaced with a real Republican that we don't have to worry about because we know how Republicans are going to vote. That's what I would love to see, as long as Democrats make up like 4 or 5 different seats to account for that loss. But either way, if Trump's involved, that's actually a pretty good chance of that happening. Trump's not going to listen to anybody. Lindsey Graham is right. I give him a hard time because he's an idiot and a jackass, but he's right. Trump is going to do what Trump wants to do. And if he wants to torpedo the entire Republican Party from their Senate races, then by God, he's going to do that. And I sincerely hope that he does. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.